I greet you in the love and the light of the infinite creator. Today I'm going to read another part of Freedom from Government, a PDF ebook that I got free from freedomfromgovernment.org. There's a website right there for you. And here we go. All right. So we finished here last time. You can go back and watch the last video. This chapter is called Fear. Guns, handcuff, tasers, clubs, pepper spray, jail, fines, injury, and even death are very valid things to be afraid of. All these things you're afraid of, though, rely on the action of others. There's no reason to be scared of a gun without somebody pulling the trigger. There's no reason to be scared of handcuffs without somebody putting them on you. There is no reason to be scared of a club if no one is swinging one. There's no reason to be scared of jail without somebody there to lock you up. What is the common denominator in all of these things that you're scared of? They all require the action of other people. You must realize that all we have to do is interact properly with other people, and as a result, you will have no reason to be scared of any of these things. Your fear belongs to you and you alone. So am I scared of these things and the people that use them and what they could probably do to me? Of course I am, but I do not let that be reflected in my interactions with them. Ever. Let me tell you a little secret. No matter what happens to me during the life I am living, letting fear dictate my actions will corrupt the results. Just like fearing death, there is no reason to be, because it happens to everyone, and there's no way to predict when it will happen to you. If you let it, though, you could probably worry about death to the point that you couldn't function. But what good would that do? So why let fear dictate your actions if you can't predict the future? Live in the moment. Do not allow the future or the past to control what you do right now. No one can predict when the grim reaper is going to come knocking. So all you can do is live in the now and enjoy it. You only have one opportunity to live your life. Something as simple as the sound of police radio static or handcuffs clicking can trigger a response. You are going to jail, and trick you into responding in such a way to bring you into their jurisdiction. Like touching a hot stove, you immediately react. Maybe you have heard of Pavlov's dog that were trained to salivate at the sound of a bell. You have to recognize these tactics and not let them affect you. They will do whatever they can to try and change your mind. The attorneys, police, the judge are allowed to say things. They are allowed to lie to you. But these tactics are just to get you to play. Keep in mind that they will actually not carry through with these threats, especially if you stay in honor. No one wants to go to jail, get shot, or beat up, so they have a pretty heavy control mechanism in place. You can be sure that they have studied mind control and psychology in serious depth. Look at their resources. They have plenty of money that they have tricked everyone into giving them. To think that they have not mastered control of the human mind is naive. Learn about mind control. Once you see that it is there, it will no longer be able to affect you. Keep in mind, too, that your thoughts create your reality. Watch what you think. You might just get or create what you are dwelling on. Make your thoughts happy and rechannel your fear into courage. It is okay to have fear. Sometimes fear of death keeps us alive and even helps us to do things that we would normally never be able to do. But to let fear control you is to be out of control. Argument. I am not going to argue with you is the common response from police officers when you try to talk to them. It is an easy way for them to close down the conversation. You never want to argue, because to argue is to get stuck in the form of a duel. You can and probably will lose. In law school, typically, from the final exam, students will be chosen to represent a side in a historical case with a landmark decision. Each side will argue, and the best argument will win. But anyone can win. All you have to do is have the best argument. Lawyers are bound to procedure. They are unable to challenge the court because they have sworn an oath to uphold the rules. All they can do is argue. They can't question procedure because it is a rule. And once you've sworn an oath to uphold something, it is binding on your soul. Oaths are bad because once you swear them, you lose the ability to make certain choices in the future. We never want to argue, and to do this, we may need to relearn how to think. Let's think about an argument for a second. What is an argument? Wikipedia says, in logic or philosophy, an argument is an attempt to persuade someone of something by giving reason for accepting a particular conclusion as evident. The general structure of an argument in the natural language is that of premise, typically in the form of proposition, statements, and sentences, in support of a claim, the conclusion. The structure of some arguments can also be set out in a formal language, and formally defined arguments can be made independently of natural language arguments, as in math, logic, or computer science. So an argument is an attempt to persuade someone to something in support of a claim. That is only an attempt. We need something better than that. Not only can an attempt fail, but the word attempt doesn't sound like it could ever be very effective in the first place. We're not trying to persuade anyone of anything. It is not necessary. An argument is constructed of propositions, statements, and sentences. An argument is not final, and typically an argument can be disproven, rebutted, and compromised. Honor and controversy. If you treat someone with honor and respect, what can you expect in return? If you get stopped by an officer and you start screaming, "I know my rights," the officer is going to say to himself, "Really? You know your rights, huh? Well, I'm going to show you what your rights are." And then you're in a world of crap because you have to sue, fight your way through court, deal with jail, maybe even an ass kicking, and altogether not have a good time. In the end, you are at war instead of being honorable. The police officer is just a man, like you. If you treat him with kindness and honor, how do you think he will treat you? Are you trying to get out of something? If you have done harm to another body or property, you need to take responsibility and do what you can to make it right. But that doesn't mean you need to enter a guilty plea. What does it mean to be guilty anyways? Does it mean you really feel bad? Or is it like calling a truce because you got caught doing something against the law without feeling any genuine guilt? Always be honorable. To be honorable is to not cause controversy. You cause a controversy when you claim something you do not own, namely the name. Always call it the name for your own safety. It's the name that you use. Easy as that. And remember that you are not a fractional entity whose only existence is on a piece of paper. And if someone is mistaken you, the man or woman, for a piece of paper, there has obviously been a mistake. So, what is the mistake? Who am I to say what the mistake is? Who am I? The mistake is in who I actually am. All right, we're going to end it there, and we'll pick back up with this next chapter, What Do You Own? Thank you for listening. So please come back and check out more of my videos. Please like and subscribe if you're interested in become a freer man. You're interested in freedom, less government, and different things like that. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I leave you in the love and the light of the infinite creator. Peace.